About 2 weeks ago, a company called Hohem asked me if I'd like to do a review on their mobile gimbal. I thought it would be an interesting comparison as I own this Osmos Pocket 2, which is a small mobile gimbal. So without further ado, let's unbox this Hohem iSteady X2 mobile gimbal and see what we get in its original retail package. So here's the box itself, and let's cut and open it up. My god, we are finally through. So here we have the gimbal itself, the Hohem X2 gimbal. Here we have the welcome memo and some basic instructions. And here we have the another more detailed instructional manual. Here's the very nice cloth. It really feels of good quality. You can really see it up close. Yeah, it's got a very furry and very cloth feel, along with the strap. And here is the gimbal itself. Now right off the bat, you can see that this gimbal is really small. Once I put it beside my hand, it's just slightly larger than my hand. So let's put it over here, and you can see there's this unique wireless controller over here. This wireless controller is really unique. You can see up close that there's this heart shape. It's a little small for even the Asian hands like mine, but we're gonna see how it works later on. And here we have the tripod stand and charging cables. So here is what you get with the Hohem 2 mobile gimbal. So let's push all of this aside and just do a measurement and see how big this really is. So here I have my very budget weighing scale and my measuring tape. Let's see how long the gimbal itself really is without the little tripod first. So right off the bat, its length is about 18 cm. With the little tripod legs, it's about 25 cm. Let's weigh it. So I actually got this little cheapo weighing scale for only about a few bucks. It doesn't look that nice, I know. So it weighs about 284 grams. So let's open this up. So the gimbal itself looks like this, and you can put your mobile over here. And let's take up close with the details. You can see that it's not made with very premium material, but it's rather sufficient, I would say. It overall feels really light. Now, where's my Osmos Mobile 2? Osmos Pocket 2. So in terms of weight, I would say it's about the same. This one feels slightly heavier, and probably once you put your mobile phone on it, it will definitely feel heavier. Let's open the legs up. Alright, so let's mount up my mobile phone. So just to be clear, I'm the first time opening this Hohem gimbal, so I have no idea how it works at all. So I'll assume you just open it up over here and attach your mobile phone. Okay, I will need to take out my casing. I have this casing over here. Alright, so once I power it on, you can see that there's a light blinking over here. So apparently I think I'll need to download the app for this thing to work. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, but I think I'll need some more time to get this thing to work. Meanwhile, let's talk about its battery life and other features. How long can this battery last? This battery has a maximum capacity about 2800 mAh, which lasts us about 10 hours of usage. There are a few other interesting features which sets this gimbal apart. Number 1 is its face and object tracking. Number 2 is its gesture controls. Number 3, it works as an emergency power bank. It has this quick roll switch button. And last but not least, it has this wireless remote control, which is really unique as I've not seen this with other smaller gimbals out there. Alright, enough with the nerdy details. Let me bring this outdoor for some tests. I'll come back in a few days time to let you guys know what's my verdict regarding this mobile gimbal. After spending a few weeks with the Hohem gimbal, I'm ready to share with you guys my thoughts on it. Let's first start with the ease of use. For a start, I'm quite amazed at the simple interface of the gimbal. It sets up pretty fast and the menu is rather user-friendly. As for the regular usage, it isn't the most comfortable to hold, but it does fit well enough in my hand and can be easily placed on any tablet or surfaces with the mini tripod at the bottom of the gimbal. Now this can only be shown with clips, so here are a few. The first one is a simple walk around, and I apologize for the irregular brightness as the setting on my mobile phone was on auto. Here's a second clip of me trying to mount it on my pay-per-use bike. Not the best idea, but you can see how well the image is being stabilized despite the shakiness of the bike. The bike creates so much shake that you can even hear the bell rattle, but I'm still amazed at how well the footage turns out. And the last one is just walking and panning with it. Also picking up some cries of the baby, but don't look at me, I did not make the baby cry. Besides the regular shooting mode, there are a few effects that you can play with to add spice to your regular movement. They also come with default music with each of the different effects that makes your footages much more interesting and less boring. There are about 5 or 6 different effects, but in this video I'm just going to be showing you guys 2 of them, namely the Inception and the Smart Timelapse. First, the Inception mode. The Inception mode makes the gimbal rotate, making it feel like going into the vortex. As you move forward, it makes it interesting as it goes in and out of a scene. Next is the Smart Timelapse. I'm sure I don't need to explain to you guys what a time-lapse is. In the Smart Timelapse mode, you can make it rotate at about 90 to 180 degrees. You can also adjust the total clip duration with either 5, 15 or 30 minutes to give you a nice panning time-lapse. Personally, I find the 5-minute clip to be too short for a time-lapse. The 15-minute one works so much better for me. While it's recording or being recorded, the music also plays, but don't worry, you can remove it in post. Overall, it's a very simple one-touch function to be able to help you achieve a panning time-lapse. Next, USB charging. There's a port right at the side over here, which you can plug a wire in to be able to charge it while you're using it. It does not provide fast charging, but it's good enough to be able to sustain the battery on your mobile phone while you're using the gimbal. So do not expect your phone while using it on the gimbal to be fully charged after using it, as it will not happen. Next is this cute and tiny remote control. When I put it in the center of the palm of my hand, you can see how tiny it really is. It's rather fun and easy to use. Here's a footage of me showing you guys how it works. So the gimbal itself comes with this remote control, and you can just control it remotely. So you can just either shoot photo or just press record for the video here. You can even control whether it goes up or side to be able to compose your shot. So this is a very helpful tool because you don't need another camera person to be able to film yourself. Now I do have to say that this remote control, although it's fun to use, it does not respond instantaneously. It does lapse a little in terms of the functions, and I hope that Hohem will look into this in their future iterations. Before we continue, if you guys like what you're seeing, remember to give me a thumbs up and subscribe down below. Let's move on to our third point, which is gesture controls. Like many up and coming brands, there's also a simple gesture control for the gimbal when you display certain gestures. Namely, either a wave or a V sign, and the video itself will automatically count down from 3 to 1 before recording. I really like this as it's really convenient if you are shooting alone or if one of your hands is unavailable to press the trigger button. Last but not least, let's talk about the price, which is probably on everybody's mind. The Hohem V2 gimbal comes in at about 89 USD with an option of either a black or a white color. It is rather affordable if you are taking into mind that DJI OM4 comes in at about 159 USD, which is nearly double the price of the Hohem X2. Alright, let's conclude. Do you really need this gimbal? I find the gimbal to be quite a worthy investment if you don't already have a gimbal of your own. It is small and light and gives you 2 options to self-film, the gesture controls and the remote control that comes with the package. In terms of setting it up, there's also very little hassle, and coming from a person who has never owned a mobile gimbal before, this really works well if you're actually using it on the go. I'm sure it'll be a great tool for all those content creators that are out there. With that said, I need to emphasize that all the footages that you saw captured on my mobile phone is shot on my Samsung S10 Plus, which isn't the most high-end mobile phone out there. I'm sure there are better mobile phones with produces better image quality. So in terms of image quality, it'll be solely depend on the mobile phone that you're using. As much as I like this gimbal, the Hohem 2 does have some place for improvements, and these are the few. One of it is the aesthetic, as the silver on this little mobile gimbal does not look very high quality and can be used or replaced with even better plastics or something that does not look less classy. They also can look to be able to have a special compartment to store this little remote control so that you don't have to bring two separate pieces. But taking into account that this is rather a younger brand, I'm very positive that you bring it in the correct and better direction. Either ways, as mentioned, it only costs about 89 USD, and link to the gimbal is in the description down below, so do check it out. I hope you've enjoyed this video on this comprehensive review of the Hohem X2. If you do give me a thumbs up and subscribe down below. Just by simply liking and subscribing, you're actually helping my channel and be able to push all these videos out to all those who are looking out for them. As for my next video, I think it's no secret. I'm actually doing a thorough review on my Peak Design Backpack version 2. You can see how fully packed this backpack is, and I'll be showing you guys what it can store as well as the different functions and whether you should or should not get it. Wow, it's really heavy. Alright, I can't hold it any longer. If you can't wait for that video, do check out my playlist over here, which I cover different bag and gear reviews. If not, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.